Labrador is a bit more difficult terrain. Newfoundland, depending on where you are, this project is right off the highway, so very easy to work. We've got a success on both sides. I think from a point of de-risking and from the due diligence we've done, I don't think we could have found a better project to work.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. Joining me now, Karim Rayani. He is the CEO of Falcon Gold. And nice to see you again, Karim. How are you?
Steve, I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome, good stuff. Company out with news today talking about unveiling some high-resolution photos of some drill core that you're doing. It's part of your program going on right now at Great Burnt. Tell me a bit about this project itself and what this drill program is doing.
Falcon holds a project called the Great Burnt. It is perfectly situated in one of the higher grade copper belts in Canada, or what is quickly becoming a copper belt. You've got two companies on the north and south of us who are doing extremely well with two geological systems, one nickel and one gold copper. First Atlantic is to our north. Their share price has shot up to about 30 cents from 5. They continue to put high grade nickel numbers out. We believe that's a little outside the system that we're drilling. To the south, we have Benton, which has been putting world-class copper numbers. So we have essentially an extension of what Benton is drilling. And their system kind of flows like this right through our main zone. The numbers that the images that we just released yesterday were actually from late 2024. You probably remember that we had to change drillers part way as they only drilled 2 holes. So, the main question I've been getting over the last, day is, why didn't I release these? Well, we didn't have access to the core. It wasn't cut. It wasn't logged. And, we were essentially in a, very difficult spot. So we finally got the core, got a cut, got a log, look at the images, black shale, sulfide mineralization, which is, very consistent with gold and copper. We're definitely in a system, and now we're drilling. So we should be able to come out to the market next week with a couple holes done. Hopefully that core will be cut and logged, and and all this is really proving our theory as to what we have.
Yeah, and that's the key to this. These aren't results just yet, but these visual images are suggesting that you might be on the right track.
100%. I mean, we're pretty excited. Our geological team is led by Vic French, a very prolific name in Newfoundland. He is very impressed and kind of validates from his experience as to what he's seeing on the ground. So yeah, we're very excited.
Yeah, you mentioned Newfoundland, and we heard so much about Newfoundland over the last couple of years, and there's a lot of work that's going on there right now. This project you mentioned that you're working on, others around you as well, but also right around the province, and then Labrador as well. It's been a very busy area.
Labrador, I mean, I guess that whole area is really becoming, as it's a mecca spot, for big projects. Labrador is a bit more difficult terrain. Newfoundland, depending on where you are, this project is right off the highway, so very easy to work. We've got a success on both sides. I think from a point of de-risking and from the due diligence we've done, I don't think we could have found a better project to work.
All right, well, we'll wait see what happens in the next couple of weeks with some results out as well. Karim, thanks so much. Good update from you. And if people want to see those images, they're available on your website as well. You can check those out, right?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Karim. Good to see you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Karim Rayani, the CEO of Falcon Gold.